Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Painless Universal, a conversation with me, Anne Welsh. Today's guest is Sierra Welsh. As you can see, similar surnames, so probably you can guess the linkage. I love Sierra because of her courage. I've known her since she was 8 years old, if not 7, and we share a deep story that goes a really deep story that goes really long time. And I wanted to bring on this platform to talk about it, talk about our stories and how we've overcome pain together. Welcome.
How cool is this? That's my baby.
Everyone, welcome to Painless Universal. As I've made a brief intro, I've told you a little bit about my darling Sierra, but most of you might not know our history, and I've known Sierra. Welcome, Sierra, first and foremost, for joining us. And I think a lot of people don't know our history, how long we've known each other for. We've known ourselves for a good
15 years.
I think about 19.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it scares me when I think about it.
No,
Yes. It's been a long time. Let's put it that way. Yes, and you've been in my life, and we've been inspiring one another, and I've watched you grow. I think this is one of the reasons I wanted you on this platform to share your story, because I think over the years I've seen you grown as my stepdaughter, and I've loved everything about you because you're just so genuine as a person, and you really are outstanding. And I want the world to know about you as well. So before I go into any of that details, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, buddy, yes, my name is Sierra. You can also find me on social media platforms at It's Sierra May. And so thank you, Anne, for the introduction. I love you and I appreciate you. And I just want to say as well, from my own standpoint, I was obviously very young when I met you, and you've been an inspiration to me growing up, obviously, and inspiring me to always pursue my dreams and push and work so hard. Like, you've definitely been an impact in my life in showing off, and just making sure that you're always shooting for the stars and surrounding yourself with good people, because that's very important. And I've been able to watch what you've done with big companies and people in government and big influencers, and just succeed so well. And it's just amazing to watch. And so point that out. About me, so I'm actually from Canada, but I was born as a US citizen, and I just moved back to the US 2 years ago. So now I am living in LA, and I love it. I'm so happy with that decision. I started off out here kind of just doing some freelance marketing work, because that's my career background. I'm in marketing and communications and advertising. So I was working in an agency back home in Canada, which is Hamilton, just outside of Toronto. And then when I moved out here, I started just pursuing, some freelance marketing work. I was looking into doing different jobs here and there. And then about a year in, I got offered a position to start managing a DJ group of 3 female DJs. I had never really thought about doing something like that, but I know some friends who do manage, and they left corporate American jobs and they started managing, and they've been extremely successful. So I love a challenge, all about the challenges. And, I saw it as an opportunity to use my skills that I already have and put it towards something that could benefit me, and, just learn from. So building up the skill set and being able to just learn and grow independently, I thought was a cool opportunity. So it's been really fun. And I've learned a lot in the last year with everything from the music industry to management skills and what that means. I've met so many people along the way that have been amazing influences and, you know, great people just to have it within my circle and my network.
Mm.
And it's at that position that I was able to do that. And yeah, it's been a great experience.
No, I really admire you. I think that's one of the main reasons I wanted to chat to you, because took a lot of bravery from yourself to decide to move from Toronto and Hamilton, Canada, and to America. So what inspired you to take on this journey when you had a very good job in America, in Canada? What inspired you to take on that big move?
Yeah. So honestly, it's been, I trusted my gut. I've trusted my instincts, and I'm a big believer in, you know, trusting yourself and what you feel the right move. And since I was a little girl, like 10 years old, I used to always be a fan of like the acting industry and movies and stuff like that. So when I was younger, I actually wanted to be a little actress. So I used to do background. I used to, you know, do like short films through the universities and the colleges in Toronto. So I always had an interest. And I remember being like 10 years old saying to my family, one day I'm going to move back to the States and live in LA. And they thought I was like just talking out of my butt. But
Yeah.
honestly, I knew that it was always something I had to do. And it's really crazy because I actually had never been to LA before, like ever, until the year, like a couple months before I moved out here. I went for a site tour. So I came by, and with one of my best friends from home, we literally had a weekend here, and I just to check it out because I was like, I better at least go see where I'm planning to move, you know,
Yeah.
like I could. So I did that, and I just the first day I was like, oh yeah, this is home. So I went back home. I started looking for places. I started saving money. I started really taking it seriously. Me and my ex-boyfriend of 6 years almost, we broke up, and like that was another reason. Yeah, Jeff. It was like, you know, I had asked him to like come with me, and it was never something he wanted to do. And like regardless of anything in that situation, I just knew that I had to come on my own and do it. And I just took that leap of faith, and it's worked out so far. And I love it because I am an example of like just following your dreams and following your passions and what seems right. You never know. You just
Yeah.
go with it
Yeah.
like that. And it always works out if you follow your heart. And I've seen that throughout my whole life. Like, I mean, I'm only 26 right now, but I've really like been a believer in just, you know, following your instincts, law of attraction, all that kind of stuff, manifesting and believing in something, and then it'll happen. And
Mhm.
every day I feel like something happens for me that I've been thinking about and that I wanted. And it's so cool to see it actually unfold.
Mm. No, because I think a lot of people will be looking at watching this and thinking, oh, you know, how did she get that courage to just,
Hmm.
you know, decide to give up her job and
Hmm.
go and say, I'm leaving you guys behind and I'm coming. Did you have like a return ticket, or when you decided to do this, did you like say, okay, I'll just buy a return ticket just in case something else, in case it doesn't work out?
Not, not at all. Like, and I appreciate saying that because it definitely does take a lot of courage. I'm not going to lie. It's a scary thing, but it's funny because I was never afraid. I just always knew that it was the right thing, and I was excited. Like, and so I didn't even fly out here. I literally packed up my car. I only brought enough of my stuff to fit into my little Honda Civic. And my best friend Emily joined me on the drive, and we drove from Toronto to LA. It took 6.5 days. We would drive for like 14 hours at a time. It would be like we would just go nonstop. We'd stop for like a pee break here and there. And then we would, you know, we had 6 different stops that we knew were our target locations to stop at. So it'd be like Chicago, we'd sleep at Chicago. And then the next morning at like, you know, 11 o'clock, we would leave after kind of checking out the area and stuff because we were in a place we wanted to see. We hadn't been. So we're like, let's take advantage. We'll do a little tourist, like, you know, sightseeing, and then we'll head out. So I didn't have any kind of, you know, backfall, I guess, like a return ticket or anything like that. I just packed my car, left, and that was it. I just trusted that I was going to figure it out once I got there. And it's taken, I mean, it's taken time. I'm not going to lie. So for anyone who's watching and thinks it's easy, it's not easy. I will say that. You know, I worked 3 jobs when I first got out here for the first year and a half, I would say. And I was just constantly. And, you know, I would be doing I worked at Pump in West Hollywood, which is a very well-known restaurant run by Lisa Vanderpump, who is one of the stars on Beverly Hills, or sorry, Housewives of Beverly Hills. Sports bar in LA Live across from the Staples Center. And then I would do my marketing stuff in the day. And it was a lot. Like it wasn't easy, I would say. And I had a lot of struggles too. I was dealing with some health issues at the time. I slept on the floor for 6 months because I couldn't afford a proper bed for my back, and my back was really bad. But I didn't complain. I pushed through it, and I knew that it was going to be worth it. And it absolutely was. And I feel like now that I'm in year 2, I've figured a lot of things out. And you know, it's been all part of the journey, and I love the journey. I love putting the pieces together and just seeing what I can do with what I have available to me. And it's always so cool to see the end goal, and it's still happening. The process is still, yeah.
So what would you say has been your biggest learning from being in a different country? What have been from arriving to the country? What has been your biggest learning about yourself?
You know what? I would say, like, in terms of the actual country itself, there's definitely been a lot of cultural differences. And it's crazy for me to see that because, you know, we're neighbors, like Canada, the States, we're right beside each other. But, and like, I mean, it's not like I went from Canada to like China or something where it's like a different speaking country or anything like that. But what I did notice was there is still a lot of like segregation and racial segregation, and, you know, cultural differences, and kind of just ways of living, ways of speaking. And while language, for the most part, like my majority is English speaking, it also has a really big Spanish or Mexican influence in that language as well. But this is, I think, a very important topic to talk about right now with everything going on, the whole matter movement, because I noticed it, like it was a prevalent issue when I came here. I noticed a difference, and I think that's wild to me, like to see that there was still like big segregations of like white people, a lot of white people in this area, a lot of Mexicans in this area, a lot of Black people in this area, and people were treated differently. And one of my I knew actually just pretty much like 1 or 2 people when I moved out here, and one of my friends home, she's from Canada and she's a Black woman. It was crazy because I remember her talking to me about, like, you know, being in Beverly Hills, going to these nice restaurants, and she had never felt like she was out of place in Canada, but she felt that when she was in Rodeo Drive having lunch or having dinner, and she always recognized that she would be one of the only Black people in the restaurant. And to me, that is just like really disappointing that she even recognizes that. Like, it shouldn't, because I mean, yes, there's racism in Canada, for example, but it's not, I feel like it's not as big out, like, as it is here, and it's very disappointing. And I feel like we're behind the times here. Like, people need to start to really open up to diversity, and, you know, be coming together, and not even having race as being a struggle that people have to deal with, because so many harder things in the world, health issues, you know, financial struggles, just so many things going on in the world. And race should not be an issue that someone has to worry about, you know?
Yeah, so that was one of the, because I came down to LA to see you. For my instance, was because I didn't stay very long. Well, I think I only stayed like 3 days. In my particular instance, being a Black woman, I tend to numb myself. I think probably that comes from my Africanness as well.
Mhm.
Being Nigerian, I just tend to numb myself from the environment and just go as me. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to put myself as an identity, as a black where people want me to be. I just tend to go as I'm Anne Welsh. I'm going into this place. You accept me, you don't accept me, I don't care. And if you, so people, some certain times I've been to places and people ask me, "Oh, did you notice the way they treatment you got or the way the person looked at you?" I'm like, I don't notice a thing because I've adapted within myself to numb it out because I think the more time I spend on trying to acknowledge every single person, then it just makes me I have bigger issues to deal with. I have my sickle cell to worry about. So that takes my time. That takes my energy and everything. And to worry about someone not being nice to me because of my color is the last thing on my mind. So I've always seen race as a different thing because if I've had other bigger challenges that I had to deal with, that you not being nice to me today is, I think, is your own hard luck, and too bad. As long as if you don't want to give me the food, there's so many other restaurants. I just go out there. But I always feel very sad because my sister always said to me, "And you're lucky, you have this immunity because of your sickle cell. You've built an immunity." But for others who haven't built this immunity and don't understand this, my sister, they've always found it difficult, especially when people don't treat other people fairly. They think, why? Why are we, and I don't have the energy to fight anybody, I'm too tired. I have it, I'm like, I'm just too tired to worry. But I think this is the right time for change to be done because it doesn't matter what you are. In 2020, I think we should all be embracing because pain is pain. And this is why I started this platform. It's not about, it's not about just chronic illness pain. No, it's about racial pain. It's divorce pain, any kind of pain people are going through. This is the platform I wanted to start where we could start sharing this dialogue. And I'm so grateful that you actually brought that topic to us from your point of view to say what you've
Mhm.
actually noticed there. So if someone is looking to go on this journey like you did, like if someone from London say, okay, I want to start a new journey in a different country, what personal advice would you key things that you would advise them to plan ahead or take with them if they're personally going on a journey like you've just done?
So my advice definitely is preparation. Just being prepared and having your fundamental securities in place. So like you have some kind of money to, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I really didn't have a lot. Like, I had probably like $3,000 to my name when I got out here, and that was supposed to save me for rent and some like furniture because I had no furniture. You know what I mean? So I would say, just be prepared with like knowing your area, knowing how safe you are, where you're going to live. Like I know people personally
Mm,
who came from countries and they were living in a car for 8 months. You know what I mean? And I
mm,
feel like you're better off at least being safe and having like a good home because LA or wherever it is, I mean, the world is very dangerous as we've seen. So just making sure that you're in a position where you're not going to be starving for a month while you're trying to find, a place or find a job or whatever it is.
mm,
Um, sure that you have all of your legal papers up to date. So for me, I went to the U.S. consulate in Toronto before I moved out here, and I just updated and renewed my U.S. citizenship.
mm,
So I got my U.S. passport, and I just made sure that legally I was good to live here. I wasn't gonna have issues where I'd have to go back home
mm,
after months because like I didn't have a visa or something like that. And I think just making sure that you have people that support you is also important. So like, I mean, like I said, I really didn't know people out here, but I had family, I had you guys supporting me in my journey, I had my other friends and stuff from home supporting it, and I had my best friend Emily drive up with me, and that in itself, that little, like,
mm.
it was just a us, but just having that support around me was so important. I feel like for me to thrive once I got out here, and just being prepared, just having a plan and not being stupid about it, because the worst thing I feel like is making, like changing your whole life around, getting all this momentum to come move somewhere, and then it doesn't work out because you weren't smart about it. So
yeah. So I'm so glad that you came on this platform to share your journey with what's going on right now in the States. What are your take on it, and do you think there's hope for people to overcome their pain in your honest opinion?
yes. So I am happy that you actually just brought this up because, okay, so it's June 2nd right now. I was yesterday, June 1st, out on the front line protesting because that's extremely important for someone who is, considered to have white privilege, to be representing people that are oppressed. And I loved being in that environment yesterday. I have to say, like, it was so powerful to be a part of something in a movement like that, and seeing the unity and people coming together, every color, every age, every race, and it gave me so much hope to see how many people are defending this issue that needs to be spoken about, and it needs to be changed. And there was only love. Like, I know that the media has been showing all this negative looting and all these terrible things are happening, and they are happening, and it's unfortunate, but we can't forget the message and the narrative behind it and why this is happening. And it's because people are fed up, and for good reason. It should not still be a thing that's happening this day and age. And so for me to see these beautiful, peaceful protests going on yesterday all over Los Angeles, like, we were at one and we started to drive like to home because we'd been there for hours already. That's why my voice is almost gone. And along the way home, our car was in a march. So we just went through the whole, like, all around Hollywood. We were driving, we were out of our cars, we were waving our signs. We were standing so proud for this huge movement, and, being a part of this extremely important issue in a positive light. And it just gave me so much hope. And there was so much love and equality just in that little step itself, to the point where we were driving, and we had this black man come in the car. He came in the car. We had no idea who he was. He was, joining us. We were having fun, and that's what it's all about. It's about people coming together, strangers, white people, black people, Asian people, and everybody standing up and just, showing love and being part of a positive change that needs to happen in the world.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I want to ask you this question because you are my stepdaughter, and I could ask you this. Don't you think some change needs to be adapted with the white people themselves, in the sense that there's still some white people who feel very uncomfortable with a black person being their friends? There's still some white people who in schools will not want to teach the black kid. And I've seen this a lot, and I've seen this tireless amount of times. And now a lot of these same white people are out there putting out this black thing. And I just feel there's a hypocrisy going on. There's a mean one, people are doing it so social media to get things. And this is why I can't even do that Black Tuesday for me personally, because I'm not one that preach what I don't do. If I'm going to preach it, I'm doing it all the way. But I still feel, and I want you to tell me why people still feel uncomfortable when a black kid comes to their school and they just want to treat them differently. And do you think that mindset on your white side would ever change?
I think it's absolutely a part of us as white people to listen and to change our mindset, even with little things. Like, I've made a personal oath to myself that even behind closed doors, when there's no black people around me or anything, like, I don't even want to say something that's like, even, I guess, like, picking at the fact, not that I ever would. I'm in no way, like, I don't negatively on race anyway. But I'm just saying, even in a joking sense or something, like anything that alludes to a racist comment or anything, I'm staying so far away from it, and I'm going to speak up if it's around me. You know, it's things like that that like within my white community and my friends and, you know, my family or anyone around me, it's so important that we all change our mindset and we stand up in any way possible, to make sure that there is no even underlining subconscious,
Yeah.
you know, I guess how to say, like, acknowledgement of racism.
Yeah.
So, you know, our job to also stick up for what's happening and changing our mindset. And even with the, let's just say, the Black Lives Matter and the All Lives Matter statements,
Yeah.
it's important to, yes, because there's a lot of white people right now who
Mm.
are saying, well, matter, or not just white people, people of, you know, like other colors as well, saying like, but all lives matter. And I truly believe in the fact that no, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Yeah.
So yes, are specifically talking about Black lives right now because these are the ones that have been dealing with this, and they, no matter what, they haven't been on an equal playing field. They haven't, like, I mean, I can tell you right now, even walking yesterday, I said, I was like, you know what, if they shoot at us, I would go in front because I know that they're not going to shoot me. And the fact that I, like, even with the rubber bullets, the fact that I know that is so upsetting, you know, like the fact I know that if I went in front of somebody who is Black that was, you know, fighting for this issue, if I went in front of them and I'm a white female, I don't think I would get shot at. And the fact that that's even a thought in my head that I know is the case, that
Mm.
shows that has to
That
change because
something has to change. Yeah, that privilege. No, no,
exactly.
thank you. It's really, that's really, really good because I mean, this is an ongoing problem and which we can't all solve today. But I think just by every person doing one thing at a time will make a huge, huge difference to solving this problem. Just by yourself, like by me doing one thing, you doing
Yeah.
something. It doesn't have to be major.
Anyhow, yeah.
Every
I've
bit
signed
counts.
petitions, I've signed. Like there's so many little things that you can do, donations, petition signing,
Mm,
you know, testing, just even putting your voice, like I mean, using your platform to,
yeah,
like for you, example, I know that you've been using your platform. I've been using my platform to just even speak up on the injustice. You know, saying something is doing something. When you're silent, you're, when you're silent, you're not,
mm,
you know, you're afraid, and we shouldn't be afraid to talk about it because you guys are the ones who have been, you know, pushed down and oppressed, and you've been dealing with this for so long that if people of color or of other color or white people don't speak up, then that's a problem because this is the reason why it's still happening, because we
yeah.
haven't been defending you guys, and that's not okay.
Well,
When,
I
I
really
just,
go on.
sorry, I was just gonna say, I just want the Black Tuesday thing that's happening today, right now.
Mm,
Um, and as someone who's in the music industry, you know, now I have I have DJ clients. I have also another artist and a shoe artist who is Black.
mm,
Um, you know, I do know like what's going on, and you know, being more involved in the music industry today. I know that maybe it's not, you know, you have your own reasons for it, but I just want to say, from my side of things, I do think it's very important to support the Black Tuesday movement.
mm,
And, and it's because, you know, pop culture is literally run by Black culture.
mm,
And this is just something where, yes, you know, a lot of people are just going to put a Black picture on their social media, or they're going to be silent on social media today, besides, you know, talking about the Black issues at hand. But I think it's such a powerful thing. And I do encourage you to do it because by you being silent, by you not using YouTube channels today, and by streaming music, and just by supporting this movement is actually very important, because without music and, you know, without Black people, there honestly wouldn't be this music industry the way that we see it today, or this fashion industry. Even
yeah,
with my you
yeah.
know, he
They're such creative people.
sneakers and affects so many like you know, I don't know if you've seen the documentary Sneakerheads, but like the pop culture, the rappers, the athletes, those are the ones that changed the game for the sneaker industry. So it's like everything is tied in together. And yes, it might seem like a simple thing to just support the Black Tuesday movement, but I think it's so important because it affects the Black community so much and the white community so much. So like, you know, all love music, and without the Black community, we would not have the music that we have today and love.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And I love your take on it. And I love that you're doing so much for our community. You've never shown me any racism in your life. So you guys, I said, no, I love the work you guys are doing. You and I have never had any issue. We never, in our family, we never discuss color. We're just, we're just a man, and you're Sierra. And we have Megan. You know, we don't let that bother us, because at the end of the day, what kills it all and what conquers it all is we've realized it's the love. And I think once that love is there, everything else is secondary, because it just flows. And a final note, what is Sierra up to these days? What words of encouragement for anybody who wants to support what you're doing and everything? What are you up to these days?
So I'll tell you just, yeah, I guess what I'm doing. I there's so much. There's things that I can't even talk. Like, I mean,
no, you can't talk about everything, but whatever you could just say you're doing this or whatever you could talk about as well.
So again, I've been using quarantine for many positive things.
Yeah.
You know, big strides in my career. There hasn't been a day where I've just taken a day off. And you know me, I work very hard, and I use any time that I have towards, you know, doing something that's going to benefit me in the long run, and you know, with my career and things that I'm passionate about. Whether that's even volunteering too. So right before quarantine, the week quarantine happened, I was volunteering at the Midnight Mission, which is non-for-profit like food kitchen here in LA. I've worked with them a bunch of times. I was there on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I think, you know, just working hard and doing things that benefit the community are so important. And I've been like that my whole life. I've always tried to do good, and good things come back to me. It's good karma, right?
Yeah.
I've been very, you know, just doing lots of positive things in my community. I've been working with some really amazing people in the music industry and connecting with really big people in the music industry. And I'm so excited to see what happens. Also big brands, big companies, and all that's going to be coming out soon. But, you know, even like getting my DJs and my artists signed with SoundCloud, for example, that's been a big step. And, you know, working with these big brands that represent a lot in the fashion and the music industry has been so cool. And my advice really is just work hard and go in the directions of your dreams. Surround yourself with people that will bring you up and not bring you down. You got to get rid of all of that negativity. You have to get away from people and things that don't serve you and don't bring light to your purpose in this world.
Yeah. Oh wow, Sierra, I can't wait. I hope I get to see you soon, and we miss you here terribly. Thank you so much for coming on this platform to share your story and give inspiration and hope to anyone looking to move continents or move countries, whatever it is. There is a way of dealing with it, and it's going to be challenging, but you can overcome it if you work very hard. I can see from your story. It's all about the hard work, right?
And thank you for having me on your platform, and just being such a great representative in so many issues around the world. You know, invisible pain and racial pain and all these big issues.
Yes.
You're amazing, and I've watched you battle and struggle through so many things in your life, and you always overcome it and you come out on top, and it's inspiring and it's amazing to see. And not only do I love you because you're my stepmom, and because you're an amazing mother to my half siblings and, you know, to me, but I love you for who you are and
what you're
doing. Thank you. And I can't wait to see you as well, and keep doing what you're doing.
I can't wait for me to come back to LA for you to give me a lovely treat like you did last time. You were lovely, a good host. Thank you so much, and I can't wait. And we'll be giving you a call later. But in the meantime, have fun and enjoy the rest of your day. Kisses, darling. Bye bye.
Love you.